Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk, On the Road by Jack Kerouac, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, Post Office by Charles Bukowski, Howl by Allen Ginsberg, The Apprenticeship of Duty Kravitz by Mordecai Richler, The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway, Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller, Down and Out in London and Paris by George Orwell, Ulysses, Critics' Picks Annotated Edition by James Joyce, The Collected Letters of Thomas Mann, in German, and, for some reason, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell, and Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. 4 Leonard Cohen records, including Songs of Love and Hate, The Songs of Leonard Cohen, I'm Your Man, and Death of a Ladies' Man. A second-hand windbreaker jacket, 1 hooded sweatshirt, a.k.a. Bunny Hug, 3 plaid shirts, 5 promotional rock band T-shirts, including Brush Pile X, Scotty Rex, Nitty Gritty Dirt Farmers, Combine Temple Pilots, and Future Creature. 2 pairs of jeans, 1 pair of worn-out Converse Chuck Taylor high-top sneakers black, 7 socks, and 3 pairs of well-worn boxer shorts underwear. He's left his nowhere behind for somewhere, for something, to become someone, to become at long last what he's going to be when he grows up. Or that's his half-assed plan. The trouble is, Milton has decided the thing he'll be is a poet. A poet. Not a doctor or lawyer like his mother encouraged, not a welder or pipe fitter like his father insisted. A poet. A poet and a ladies' man like his hero, Leonard Cohen. Never mind that he doesn't know anyone in Montreal, has no money, no job, no prospects, and, as he sets off from the Montreal bus station on foot, dragging his 80-pound duct tape bag towards the mile-end apartment he's renting sight unseen from Craigslist with 3 strangers, he isn't even sure if Leonard Cohen is still alive. Never mind that he is not particularly talented, nor motivated, nor clever. Never mind that Milton has never kissed a girl. And never mind that Milton, Ontario is incredibly, spectacularly, remarkably average. Plain, boring, humdrum, bland, dull, beige down to his very soul. Never mind that if all of humanity was charted on a single chart for averageness, Milton would be a pimple on the nipple of the distribution curve of averageness. No, never mind that every force in the universe is pulling Milton with all of its might towards the mean, towards an absolutely average life with an exceedingly average wife and 1.8 devastatingly average kids, towards an overcrowded, half-furnished, split-level bungalow with an attached 1 1/2 car garage and 7 socks lost forever under the second-hand couch. Towards 15 years of showing up 15 minutes late to teacher-parent meetings, towards soccer practice and hockey practice and piano practice, towards cable subscriptions and cell contracts and car payments and crippling credit card debt, towards a surprise 25th wedding anniversary at the Legion Hall with a catered ham lunch served on paper plates, towards accepting an early retirement package from the wheat pool when the grain elevator he spent 30 years at is sold to the Chinese and closed down, then blown up. Towards chronic pain, towards chronic numbness, towards chronic disappointment, towards his heart giving up several years after he had. Never mind all of that, because Milton, Ontario, somehow, against all sense, doesn't. Never mind every force in the universe, Milton has decided to become a poet when he grows up. Whenever that might be. Yanni Alatalo. How such an outrageous idea, becoming a poet when he grows up, comes to nest in the mind of an altogether incredibly average man-child living in the middle of absolute nowhere was entirely an accident, just like Milton. He was just the latest accidental kid in a long line of accidental Saskatchewan dirt farming Ontarios made in pickup trucks and tractors and farmhouses and grain bins and sod huts and wood sheds and, at least twice, in the only bathroom in the old Legion Hall during the Chaff Days Cabaret. A long chain of extraordinarily average dirt farmers who, one after another, worked and drank themselves to unremarkable deaths, but not always in that order, beginning with Yanni Alatalo. Yanni was the illiterate 7th son of a Finnish cobbler from the tiny village of Meskusvaara near the tiny town of Kuusamo, not far from the Russian border. In the 18-somethings, he fled a Finnish famine to take Canada up on 160 acres of free land in the middle of the bald-headed prairie. Bald-headed prairie that, for some 12,000 years or so, had fed the Oceti